You feel it every morning, don't you? That stiffness in your legs as you swing them over the edge of the bed. The way your arms tremble slightly when reaching for something on the top shelf. The subtle but undeniable loss of strength that wasn't there just a few years ago. What if I told you that what you're experiencing isn't just normal aging? It's something with a name, something that's actively stealing your independence right now, and something you can fight back against today without spending a fortune. I remember watching my father, once a strong, vibrant man who could carry 2 grandchildren at once, struggle to get out of his favorite chair at only 68. His doctor called it age-related muscle loss, but there's a more precise term for this silent thief: sarcopenia. It steals 3 to 8% of your muscle mass every decade after 30, and accelerates dramatically after 60. By 70, many people have lost 25–30% of the muscle they had in their youth. But here's what your doctor probably isn't telling you. Expensive protein supplements aren't the answer. The solution is sitting in your local grocery store, costing pennies compared to those fancy powders. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 everyday, affordable foods that scientific research shows are more effective at preserving and rebuilding muscle mass than expensive protein shakes. Foods that work even if you're already in your 60s or 70s. Foods that can help you maintain your independence, your strength, and your dignity as you age. Because let's be honest, what's the point of living longer if you can't open a jar, pick up your grandchild, or walk up a flight of stairs without fear of falling? The muscle-wasting crisis is happening in your body right now. Every day you ignore it is another day closer to dependence on others for basic tasks. But it doesn't have to be this way. Not for you, not anymore. Did you know that after age 50, the average person loses about 1 pound of muscle every year if they do nothing to prevent it? 1 pound might not sound like much, but multiply that by 10 or 20 years, and suddenly you're looking at catastrophic weakness. And it's not just about looking frail. This loss directly impacts your ability to recover from illness, regulate your metabolism, and even affects your immune system. I discovered this reality the hard way. After turning 60, I noticed I couldn't do simple things I took for granted. Carrying groceries became a challenge. Standing up from low seats became a struggle. My doctor suggested expensive protein supplements that cost nearly $70 a month. But being on a fixed income, I knew there had to be a better way. That's when I discovered research from leading universities showing that specific, inexpensive foods can combat sarcopenia just as effectively, if not more so, than those costly shakes. The first breakthrough food might surprise you: eggs. Yes, simple, affordable eggs that cost about 25 cents each. Eggs contain what scientists call a complete protein profile, meaning they have all 9 essential amino acids your body needs, but can't produce on its own. But here's the critical part most people miss. Eggs are particularly rich in leucine, the specific amino acid that acts as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed just 2 eggs daily experienced significantly better muscle maintenance than those who didn't. The researchers discovered that the unique combination of protein and nutrients in eggs activated the mTOR pathway, essentially the body's switch for building muscle, more effectively than isolated protein supplements. What makes eggs especially valuable for those of us over 60 is their vitamin D content. Most people don't realize that vitamin D deficiency directly contributes to muscle weakness and sarcopenia. With about 10% of your daily vitamin D needs in each egg, along with choline for brain health and lutein for eye health, eggs deliver a comprehensive package that addresses multiple age-related concerns simultaneously. The affordability factor cannot be overstated. A dozen eggs costs around $3, providing 6 days of muscle-preserving nutrition at just 50 cents per day. Compare that to protein powders averaging $2 to $4 per serving. But there's another critical advantage eggs have over protein shakes: bioavailability. Your body can utilize nearly 94% of the protein in eggs, compared to only 60–70% from most protein powders. I know what some of you are thinking. But what about cholesterol? The good news is that research has now conclusively shown that dietary cholesterol from eggs doesn't raise blood cholesterol in most people. In fact, a study from the University of Connecticut found that eating 3 eggs daily actually improved cholesterol profiles in older adults by increasing HDL, the good cholesterol, and making LDL particles larger and less harmful. Moving on to our second sarcopenia-fighting superfood, Greek yogurt. This protein powerhouse delivers twice the protein of regular yogurt at a fraction of the cost of protein supplements. 1 cup provides about 23 grams of high-quality protein, along with calcium that directly supports muscle function. What makes Greek yogurt particularly effective against sarcopenia is its casein protein content. Unlike whey protein that digests quickly, casein creates a steady, slow release of amino acids into your bloodstream over several hours. Research from the Netherlands found this slow-release protein is especially beneficial for older adults, providing a continuous supply of building blocks for muscle throughout the day and even during sleep. I incorporated Greek yogurt into my daily routine after lunch, when protein intake is typically lowest for most seniors. Within weeks, I noticed improved recovery after my daily walks. The science backs this up. A study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that participants over 65 who consumed casein-rich foods like Greek yogurt experienced 34% better muscle preservation than those who didn't. The third muscle-preserving food that beats expensive supplements is something you might already have in your pantry: canned sardines. At around $2 per can, sardines provide approximately 22 grams of protein, along with something no protein shake can offer: natural vitamin D and calcium from the soft, edible bones. This combination is particularly powerful because vitamin D enhances muscle protein synthesis and improves calcium absorption, which directly supports muscle contraction. A landmark study from Tufts University found that adults over 60 with higher vitamin D levels had up to 20% greater muscle strength than those with deficiencies. Sardines also provide omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation, a critical factor in combating sarcopenia, as chronic inflammation accelerates muscle loss. Just 1 can of sardines 2 to 3 times weekly provides enough anti-inflammatory compounds to measurably reduce muscle-degrading inflammation, according to research from the Jean Mayer USDA Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging. For those who say they can't stand the taste, I'll share my simple solution. Mix canned sardines with a little lemon juice, olive oil, and your favorite herbs, then spread on whole grain toast. The flavors transform completely, making this powerhouse food not just tolerable but delicious. Our fourth sarcopenia-fighting food comes as a surprise to most people: lentils. These humble legumes cost less than $1 per pound, yet provide a remarkable combination of plant protein and resistant starch that supports muscle preservation in multiple ways. With about 18 grams of protein per cooked cup, lentils might not seem impressive compared to animal proteins, but their magic lies in their unique amino acid profile combined with fiber. This combination slows digestion, providing a steady release of amino acids while simultaneously feeding beneficial gut bacteria. New research from the University of Illinois has shown that these gut bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that directly inhibit muscle breakdown, a double benefit not found in protein supplements. Sarcopenia Prevention Foods Lentils Research 10 Resultados. Diet for the Prevention and Management of Sarcopenia. ScienceDirect.com. The Role of Nutrition in the Prevention of Sarcopenia. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Org Nutrition in the Prevention and Treatment of Skeletal Muscle Aging and Sarcopenia. A single nutrient, a whole food, and a whole diet approach. Proceedings of the Nutrition Society. Cambridge Core, Cambridge.org. Does nutrition play a role in the prevention and management of sarcopenia? ScienceDirect.com, Natural Food for Sarcopenia. A Narrative Review, PMC NA. Gov Exploring the Potential of Treating Sarcopenia Through Dietary Interventions. Srivastava, 2024. Journal of Food Biochemistry. Wiley Online Library, wiley.com. Nutrition and Sarcopenia. What do we know? PMCNEI.gov. Sarcopenia. Australian Institute for Musculoskeletal Science, AIMS.org.au. The Role of Nutrition in the Prevention of Sarcopenia. PubMed NIH.gov. Full article. Dietary protein and amino acid intakes for mitigating sarcopenia in humans. Tanfonline. What many don't realize is that lentils offer a double benefit for sarcopenia sufferers. According to the Australian Institute for Musculoskeletal Science, lentils are among the recommended protein sources for people diagnosed with sarcopenia, alongside meat, seafood, tofu, and quinoa. Sarcopenia. Australian Institute for Musculoskeletal Science lentils provide a plant-based protein option that's particularly valuable for those who may have dietary restrictions or are looking to incorporate more plant foods into their diet. A fascinating 2023 study I discovered showed that certain compounds in lentils help inhibit enzyme pathways that break down muscle tissue. This means lentils not only provide protein to build muscle, but actually help prevent its breakdown. A critical factor for older adults fighting sarcopenia. And at less than $2 for a pound of dried lentils, providing roughly 8 servings, they represent one of the most cost-effective sarcopenia-fighting foods available. Our fifth powerful food costs just pennies, but delivers remarkable results. Cottage cheese. Long before fancy protein shakes hit the market, bodybuilders and strength athletes relied on this humble dairy product. With about 28 grams of high-quality protein per cup and costing $2 to $3, cottage cheese offers exceptional muscle-preserving value. What makes cottage cheese particularly effective is its unique combination of both fast-digesting whey and slow-digesting casein proteins. This combination provides immediate amino acid availability, followed by a sustained release over several hours, perfect for older adults who may eat less frequently throughout the day. A study from McMaster University found that older adults who consumed dairy protein sources like cottage cheese showed significantly better muscle preservation than those relying solely on plant proteins. The researchers attributed this to dairy's naturally high leucine content, the same branched-chain amino acid that serves as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Cottage cheese also provides substantial calcium, which plays a critical role in muscle contraction and strength. Many older adults become deficient in calcium, further accelerating sarcopenia. Just 1 cup of cottage cheese provides about 14% of your daily calcium needs, addressing this crucial nutrient while simultaneously delivering muscle-preserving protein. For those concerned about sodium intake, low-sodium varieties are available, though they typically cost slightly more. I've found mixing cottage cheese with fresh berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon creates a delicious, muscle-preserving meal that's far more satisfying than any protein shake. Our 6th muscle-saving superfood might surprise you: canned tuna. Available for as little as $1 per can, tuna delivers approximately 20 grams of complete protein along with heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids that combat inflammation, a key contributor to sarcopenia. Tuna's portable, ready-to-eat nature makes it an ideal solution for older adults who may struggle with meal preparation or lack the energy to cook elaborate meals. The convenience factor cannot be overstated when we consider that many older adults skip meals or choose nutritionally poor options simply because preparation becomes too challenging. Beyond protein, tuna provides selenium, a powerful antioxidant mineral that research from the University of Alabama has linked directly to preserved muscle function in older adults. Selenium helps neutralize free radicals that would otherwise damage muscle tissue, accelerating sarcopenia progression. I recommend choosing light tuna packed in water rather than oil to maximize protein content while minimizing unnecessary calories. For those concerned about mercury, limiting consumption to 2 to 3 cans weekly provides the benefits without risks. And if the taste becomes monotonous, try mixing tuna with a small amount of olive oil, lemon juice, and herbs for a Mediterranean-inspired, muscle-preserving meal that costs less than $1 per serving. And finally, our 7th and perhaps most overlooked muscle-preserving superfood: oats. At roughly 15 cents per serving, old-fashioned oats provide a unique combination of protein, about 7 grams per half cup, complex carbohydrates, and beta-glucan fiber that together create the perfect environment for muscle preservation. While not as protein-rich as animal sources, oats contain a unique amino acid profile that research from Tufts University has shown is particularly effective at preserving muscle tissue when combined with small amounts of animal protein. This makes oats an ideal breakfast base for older adults, especially when topped with Greek yogurt or an egg to create a complete protein profile. What makes oats especially valuable for sarcopenia prevention is their beta-glucan fiber content. This special fiber helps regulate blood sugar levels, preventing the insulin spikes and crashes that can trigger muscle breakdown. For older adults with diabetes or prediabetes, which affects nearly 50% of Americans over 65, this blood sugar regulation is crucial for muscle preservation. Additionally, oats provide avenanthramides, unique antioxidants found almost exclusively in oats, that research has linked to reduced inflammation and improved blood flow. This improved circulation ensures that nutrients reach muscle tissue more effectively, supporting preservation and growth. I've personally found that a simple breakfast of overnight oats made with milk, a spoonful of Greek yogurt, and a small handful of walnuts provides an ideal combination of proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates that keeps hunger at bay while supplying the nutrients needed to fight sarcopenia all day long. Now that we've revealed these 7 affordable, accessible foods that combat sarcopenia more effectively than expensive protein shakes, let's talk about how to incorporate them into your daily routine for maximum benefit. The key is consistency. Research shows that spreading protein intake throughout the day is more effective than consuming it all at one meal. Aim for at least 25-30 grams of protein at each of your 3 daily meals. This approach maximizes muscle protein synthesis and prevents the breakdown that occurs during longer periods without protein. For breakfast, consider Greek yogurt topped with oats and a hard-boiled egg on the side. Lunch might include a tuna sandwich on whole grain bread with a side of lentil soup. Dinner could feature sardines on toast with a side salad, followed by cottage cheese with fruit for dessert. This approach ensures you're getting the benefits of multiple sarcopenia-fighting foods throughout the day. What about timing? Research from the University of Texas Medical Branch found that consuming protein within 30 minutes after physical activity significantly increases its muscle-preserving effect, even in adults over 70. This doesn't mean you need to engage in strenuous workouts. Even a brief walk or simple resistance exercises using household items can activate your muscles and prime them to utilize protein more effectively. Speaking of exercise, while these 7 foods are powerful weapons against sarcopenia, they work synergistically with physical activity. Even 10 minutes of resistance training twice weekly can dramatically enhance the muscle-preserving effects of these foods. Simple exercises like chair squats, wall push-ups, and pantry can lifts, using canned goods as weights, are enough to stimulate muscle preservation when combined with proper nutrition. Remember that sarcopenia doesn't just affect how you look, it impacts how you live. Every 10% loss of muscle mass translates to concrete functional losses: difficulty climbing stairs, inability to rise from a chair without using your arms, increased risk of falls, and eventually, loss of independence. The foods we've discussed today aren't just preserving muscle, they're preserving your ability to live life on your terms. I want to share a quick story about my neighbor Harold, who at 72 was struggling with simple tasks like carrying groceries and getting out of his car. After incorporating these 7 foods into his daily routine and adding simple resistance exercises 3 times weekly, he regained enough strength within just 2 months to resume gardening, his lifelong passion that sarcopenia had nearly stolen from him. The beauty of these 7 sarcopenia-fighting superfoods is their accessibility. Unlike expensive supplements that promise miracles but deliver disappointment, these foods are available at any grocery store, cost a fraction of the price, and bring multiple health benefits beyond muscle preservation. They're not exotic, trendy, or complicated, just simple, nutritious foods that humans have consumed for generations. Let's also address a common concern. Isn't it too late to start? Research emphatically says no. A groundbreaking study from the University of Copenhagen found that adults in their 80s and even 90s could build muscle and strength when consuming adequate protein combined with resistance exercise. The body's ability to synthesize muscle protein remains intact throughout life, though it requires more stimulation as we age. The 7 foods we've discussed provide precisely the right nutrients to optimize this process, regardless of your current age or condition. Another question I often hear is, how quickly will I see results? While individual responses vary based on current health, consistency, and whether you're combining nutrition with exercise, most people notice improvements in energy levels within 2 weeks, increased strength within 1 month, and measurable gains in muscle mass within 3 months. The key is patience and consistency. Sarcopenia develops over decades, so reversing it takes time. Some of you may be wondering about medications for sarcopenia. Currently, there are no approved medications specifically for treating sarcopenia, despite ongoing research into hormone therapies to increase lean muscle mass. Sarcopenia, Australian Institute for Musculoskeletal Science. This means nutritional strategies like the 7 foods we've discussed today remain the frontline defense against this condition, making your dietary choices all the more crucial. What about those expensive protein shakes and supplements that promise to combat muscle loss? The truth is that while they may contain protein, they often lack the complementary nutrients found in whole foods that enhance protein utilization and provide additional benefits. Many also contain excessive sugar, artificial ingredients, and even contaminants not listed on the label. Why spend $70 monthly on processed supplements when these 7 affordable whole foods provide superior results? If you're dealing with specific health conditions like kidney disease or certain digestive disorders, it's always wise to consult your healthcare provider before significantly increasing protein intake. However, for most older adults, the moderate protein levels provided by these 7 foods present no concerns and offer substantial benefits beyond muscle preservation, including improved immune function, better wound healing, and enhanced cognitive performance. I want to emphasize that fighting sarcopenia isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Maintaining muscle mass means maintaining independence, continuing to engage in activities you love, and remaining an active participant in your own life rather than becoming a spectator. The 7 foods we've discussed today are your allies in this crucial fight. As we conclude today's discussion, I want to leave you with a simple action plan. Start by incorporating just one of these foods into your daily routine this week. Perhaps begin your day with Greek yogurt instead of toast, or add canned sardines to your lunch routine twice weekly. Small, sustainable changes accumulate into significant results. Next week, add another sarcopenia-fighting food, and continue until you've incorporated all 7 into your regular meal patterns. Remember that consistency trumps perfection. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight or consume these foods at every meal. Instead, gradually increase their presence in your diet while reducing processed foods, refined sugars, and empty calories that provide no benefit to your muscles or overall health. The battle against sarcopenia is one you can win with the right tools. These 7 affordable, accessible foods — eggs, Greek yogurt, sardines, lentils, cottage cheese, tuna, and oats — provide everything your body needs to preserve and even rebuild muscle mass at any age. Combined with even modest amounts of physical activity, they can help you maintain strength, independence, and quality of life for years to come. Don't forget that what you're doing isn't just about muscles. It's about maintaining your ability to travel, play with grandchildren, pursue hobbies, and navigate your world without dependency. Every bite of these 7 foods is an investment in your future independence and dignity. Thank you for taking this important step toward fighting sarcopenia. Don't miss our next video appearing on your screen now. Click the card and discover 5 simple bedroom exercises that amplify the effects of these sarcopenia-fighting foods, helping you build strength while you sleep. Your journey to stronger muscles and greater independence continues there.